Hi guys, today we are turning one of my favorite patterns of all time, and hopefully yours as well, into a quilt block. That's right, I love chevrons and all things chevron related, and polka dots, but that's not really what we're talking about right now. And quite honestly, the only question I have to ask myself is why it took me so darn long to actually make a chevron quilt block. I mean, it is super simple to make, super quick, and so much fun. And you guys know those are my favorite kinds of projects, so why did it take me so long? But anyway, let me show you what I mean. All we need here is 4 5-inch squares of one fabric and 4 5-inch squares of a second fabric. And yes, you can mix other fabrics, no problem, but today we're just keeping it real simple. Now, we join one of each squares, right sides together, and sew all 4 sides like so. Next, we cut this square diagonally, turning each square into 4 mini squares. And now, of course, we do the same with the other squares. At the end of this step, we should have 16 smaller divided squares, as in half of one fabric and half of the other. Next step is to iron each tiny square and, of course, trim them into 3-inch squares like so. You know, there's something so classy and timeless about chevrons, I really can't explain it. All I can say is I have used chevron pattern fabrics for baby quilts, for pet beds, for bags, for adult-sized quilts, and it just works every single time. And black and white is perfect, but so are colorful chevron combos, you know, thicker lines or really thin ones. I don't know, let's just say I have not met a chevron I haven't fallen for as of yet. You know, I just realized we've never really spoken about how I trim my squares. Now, the first step is finding the 45-degree line that should be right where the two fabrics meet. Then I trim the first 2 corners. Then I turn the square around, knowing those 2 corners are nice and straight, and use them as a guide to trim the remaining 2 corners. It's as simple as that. Now, as we continue with this much needed but somewhat long process, I just wanted to remind you guys that if you're enjoying these quilt block videos and this channel and our chats, please tap the like button so YouTube will know how you feel. That way you will be showing me some much needed support and I will be able to grow faster and continue making amazing videos for you guys. You know, I never expected to be this far along after just 4 months and have big things planned for us in the future, and it's all thanks to your support. I appreciate you and am very grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you. Okay, guys, when I said quick and easy, I meant it. I mean, it takes like 5 steps to make this quilt block. First, you cut the fabric, and then you sew it. And then you cut it again, and then you make the puzzle. And then you sew all of it together, and you're done. Which reminds me, we are ready for our next stage. Let's do some puzzling, shall we? Time to place all our 16 mini squares in their rightful place to make a gorgeous chevron pattern. You know, if you think about it, a chevron pattern is basically a lot of V's all together. So that's what we're looking for here, you know, that our squares will form lots of V's in different directions, and that will give us our chevrons. And once we're happy with the results, we sew it all together. And this time, much like I've shown you in the other videos, we are chain piecing. Meaning we're sewing all the squares, or most of them, in one sitting, and then we come back and sew them in place. First in pairs, then in rows, than the entire block. It is just so much quicker to do than if we were to sew two together and then take the fabric off the machine and sew another square and then another. Can you see the difference here? Just try it for yourself and decide. Now, another thing I think we never really talked about is why I take the trouble to make sure the seams aren't overlapping when I'm sewing the rows. Overlapped seams are bulky, make harder work for our sewing machines, and create a less clean result. You know, if we overlap our seams, we're talking about 6 layers of fabric on top of one another. If we mismatch them, it's only 3 at a time, which makes a huge difference. So it's definitely a step worth taking. Okay, now that our block is sewn, we give it a final pressing. We trim any excess fabric it may have. And we, my friends, are done. And here we have it, our chevron quilt block, ready to go and looking oh so lovely, like all chevrons do, really. I really do hope you get to try this one. It is so rewarding, one of my all-time favorites. And I will see you for my next video. Bye bye!